Good afternoon. I am John Settle here, and I was hired to be a packaging consultant for Kellogg. And so, just some things that have been coming up with our customers, and like what they've been complaining about, just that has to deal with the packaging, is something about how there's two sorts of packaging that you have to go through in order to get your cereal out. Whenever you initially open up the cardboard box, then there's another obstacle you have to go through in order to get to that cereal that you want to eat. What you have to do is you have to open that cardboard box and then again open up a plastic bag in order to get the cereal out. This is causing consumers just to think it's a hassle and don't really want to deal with it, and would just like their cereal, just only have to rip open one thing and be able to pour their cereal out. But also, with having an extra bag in there, sometimes people think that just by closing the box, it can keep the cereal fresher. But however, when you look at it, if you leave that bag open, air can still get in there and it can make your cereal stale, and nobody really wants to do that with our products. So what we should do is move towards some sort of alternative, because in doing this, people aren't forgetting to roll up the plastic bag inside of the cardboard box to keep the cereal fresh. And one other last thing that's minimal that our customers and consumers have brought up is when they're pouring their cereal and the bag is falling out of the box. And so therefore it's creating a mess, and then they have to figure out a way to get that plastic bag back up in the cardboard box and then roll it up to keep their cereal fresher longer. And I was looking through this and just going over my notes before I came to present this for Kellogg, and one thing that popped in my head was, what if we can figure out a way to still use that plastic bag to keep the cereal fresh, but also maybe attach it inside of the cereal box so that we're still having those two sorts of packaging, but it's not as big of a hassle as having to open up the other package and then be able to pour it out, making sure it's not falling out. So if we can attach this plastic bag on the interior wall of the cardboard box, we will be able to keep the cereal fresh by just closing up the top part and sealing it. That way we're not having to roll up the plastic bag and all that. And it will allow for the cereal to pour out easier for our consumers and customers. They'll be able to just tilt it up and let the cereal come out and not have to worry about that bag coming out and landing in their cereal bowl or going on the floor and just creating a mess that they have to clean up in the end. It just, if we can figure out a way to do that, it would ultimately provide more of a benefit to our consumers, and it'll make our product have more of a cost benefit, and so they will want to buy our cereal because the benefit is much greater than the cost for what they're spending for. Um, it just makes it a lot more easier for our consumers. By doing this, there's no longer that second packaging that they have to go through from the initial product. They can just rip open that cereal and get to the product that they really want. Another alternative that I thought of is, what if we can just figure out a way to market our cereal in just a bag and not the cardboard box like everybody else is doing? It may be something a little bit more different than what our competitors are doing, and may give us some sort of competitive advantage. By just having the bag, it will allow us to put some sort of thing on the inside of the bag to seal it back up like a Ziploc baggie. And this way it'll keep the cereal fresher, and they won't have to worry about it going stale. They can even probably keep it longer than they would if they bought cereal just straight from a box with just the two kinds of packaging in it. They could just be able to pour their cereal out and just put it back up just like a plastic bag, and it would be a lot easier and it wouldn't be that much of a hassle. And the reason it wouldn't be that much of a hassle is because there's no sort of two packaging to go through. They can just rip it open, dump their cereal out, and then be able to seal it right back up. Excuse me. The last thing that I'm going to bring to the attention of this group is, I would keep it just minor altercations, because we don't want to change everything about our cereal box, because our cereal box is already so appealing, and why this Kellogg company is so just so great and so always just growing, because we've just kept the same thing and our packaging isn't that big of a deal. But I'm just suggesting to make minor alterations that will be better and serve better to our customers and consumers. And this would be, just like I stated before, just the plastic bag on the inside of the box, or just going to a straight, just only a bag to sell to our consumers. This will allow for, like I said before, keeping the cereal fresher longer and not being as big of a hassle and having to worry about something sliding out of one of the packaging materials and onto your floor and creating a mess that you have to clean up. And also, it'll just save a lot of time for the consumer of getting the cereal. One example that I can bring to your mind is, the busy mom who's trying to get her kids ready for school and all that, and she just needs to have something that she can just get open, get in something and made for the kids before they're going to school, if they're running late. And so by just having that one package, like in the box, she's able to just dump it out in the cereal bowl, put some milk in it, and let her kids eat. Or from just the bag, she can dump it out, seal it back up real quick, and put it up for whenever she's going to need it again. And just like I said before, I think it would serve better for our company in the long run, and it would just be easier for our consumers, and they would view it as a great benefit to them that they're getting with our cereal. I really appreciate everybody listening today, and I hope to do some work with you all in the future. Thank you.